This episode discusses domestic violence briefly. Listener discretion is advised.
This week, a hot new bombshell.
After bombshell after bombshell.
A lot of stories were tracked, including an absolute bombshell.
There was a major new bombshell.
Unbelievable. Bombshell conversation.
Reality Bombshell.
Hello and welcome to Reality Bombshell, the comedy podcast that investigates the not true crimes of your guilty as pleasures and examines reality TV through a true crime lens. I'm Ariel, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm your resident reality TV historian.
I'm Ben, my pronouns are he, him. I'm the skeptic turned co-conspirator.
My name's Kelson, my pronouns are they, them, and my hair's just kind of getting unruly. I think I'm gonna have to cut it soon, but
I like it.
It's pretty fluffy,
At the length it is now, it's great, but I think in like a week, it's gonna be like a
little
problem.
too much.
You know what I
there.
mean?
Yeah, I've been there.
I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Right?
It's very
sure.
like 70s dad mullet.
Yes.
Which is absolutely what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Great,
Like
then
all
you
the time.
nailed it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, ideal.
Awesome.
They had a lot of green hair in the 70s, from what I recall.
Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
yeah, 100%.
That was the
Yeah.
color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Today we're tackling a brand new franchise, or show in general.
Go on.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Ooh.
We're
I've
headed to
heard-
Salt Lake City.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. The amount of times I had to lift my jaw up off the floor, it was a lot. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Does this follow like one family, or like in all the wives, or is it like a bunch of different families with only some of the wives?
So it follows 6 women
Okay.
who are all wives, like housewives.
Yeah.
And they all make TikToks together.
Oh, interesting.
They're all
Did the
influencers.
show start with them being influencers?
All right, let's
Great, yeah. Go ahead and tell me.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Salt Lake City / Provo / the general Salt Lake Mormon frontier
Utah.
area.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about our main person of interest here, Taylor Frankie Paul. She is 28, 29 during the first season. She's a mother of 2 from Salt Lake City.
Cannot imagine having 2 children at our age.
At our age?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
it gets
No,
worse.
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
absolutely
no.
not.
So Taylor created Mom Talk, which is a group of Mormon wives who create content together. It's essentially
She
a content
created
house.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
like she
Okay.
coined the term and like
Yeah.
Okay.
she
I've
started,
heard of that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
same.
started influencing essentially with all of her friends. They basically
Yeah.
made a content house, just they don't live together.
Yeah.
Sure.
She spearheaded Mom Talk before 2 women, one named Camille and one named Miranda, joined her. Now, Camille and Miranda do not appear on the show. They opted out to protect their families.
Good for them. Good call.
But let's meet.
Although I guess I don't know how good of a call that can be if you're like a mom influencer. Like you're kind of already putting your family out there.
Right.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer to that. let's.
Oh, this is really giving cult.
Oh yeah. So let's meet Mom Talk first, and then we'll talk about how
Okay.
the show came to be.
Okay.
Okay.
Started so innocent. Me and all these moms were like feeling the same things.
I grew up in a glass box thinking that everybody lives this way, that everybody in the world is Mormon.
There are a lot of rules that we have to follow. No swearing, 1 piercing, no caffeine, no alcohol, no tattoos, your body's a temple.
We're not supposed to have sex before marriage, which, oops.
Have kids by the time you're 21, or in my case, at 16. A lot of the moms love the foundation of our church. Love, family, service.
You're trying to be an example of a higher way of living.
But for a lot of us, following the rules of the Mormon religion is just, it's impossible. We were raised to be these housewives for the men, serving their every desire. Well, I'm like, fuck this. So I created Mom Talk. Started as a group of Mormon moms making TikToks. There was something freeing about it.
When it comes to the Mormon scale, there's definitely a wide range. Some are more Mormon than others. But in Mom Talk, I don't feel like we should judge people whether they're going to church every Sunday, wearing their special underwear, reading their special book.
We are a new generation of Mormon women. We have a platform that the generation didn't have before us.
They're just powerful women trying to change the stigma of gender roles in the Mormon culture.
Mom Talk blew up overnight.
I gained like 60,000 followers just in a week, like 9 million views, and I was like, whoa, 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 like this is crazy.
I think I have about 1.5 million.
Probably 2 million followers.
So that's Mom Talk.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it feels like the intentions are good. Like they are trying to. There is a feminist intention there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they blew up, and they make videos together, and yeah.
And you also, like, you know, they're talking about, like, there's different levels of Mormonism and stuff, and it's really easy for us to think, like, oh, well, this is what all Mormons have to do and everything.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna, like, we don't apply that same kind of logic to, like, Catholicism or Judaism or everything. So it does, like, make sense that there's Mormons who don't, like, adhere to everything. Yeah. But I think it's just one of those religions that people think of more in black and white terms, including
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually interesting you bring that up, because this isn't something we're going to talk about in this episode, but the show does the women start to divide themselves by, like, who's more devout and who's less devout.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are basically like the bad bitches of the Mormon church.
Yeah. Slay.
That still adhere to Mormon values. At least to a degree.
Yeah. Okay. 16.
And her husband was 21.
Oh, God.
21.
Is that legal?
No.
No. No. Yeah, no, crazy. No. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so
let's
think on that for a little bit. Yeah. So the reason why we even have this show, in, I want to say 2023, Taylor, Frankie Paul, divorced her husband, Tate Paul. So first she posted a TikTok.
Is there any relation to, like, Logan
the Paul brothers?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay. If there was, that would be clear.
Know.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not trying to become an influencer and you're related to the Paul brothers and you're not using that as a
stepping stone.
It's not like a Nicolas Cage changing his name from Coppola because he doesn't want to be related to them. Yeah. It's also like a relatively popular name.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Especially I imagine in, like, Mormonism.
And, like, American-based, like, an American name that gets passed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So she posted a TikTok with the caption, "In my 20s, getting divorced, started therapy, living in my own for the first time ever, along with 2 little kids." And then she posted another video that said, "My life falling apart, and I can't even speak on why without bringing them all down with me." And she's seen packing boxes.
Ooh.
I actually, looking at these screenshots, I think I might have seen these videos.
I know, I felt the same about
I feel like the first...
Talk?
Yeah. The first one specifically, I feel like I remember seeing that.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
And being like, that's so crazy. I can't... Because I saw it and I was like, I can't imagine getting divorced. And, in 2023, I was married for, 1 year?
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
No kids.
Yeah. So suddenly everybody starts speculating. She's a pretty big influencer. Sure. Yeah, she has millions of followers at this point. But they don't really know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then she goes on TikTok Live. And she revealed that she and her husband and a bunch of their friends had been soft swinging.
Ooh.
She and her husband had an agreement that as long as they were both there, they both saw it, they knew about it, it was okay. They could do whatever they wanted with the other Mormon families that they were swinging with. Mm-hmm. But the second it went behind each other's backs, they've stepped out of their agreement. And she did that.
Ooh.
She said it was a one-time thing at a party where she got, like, belligerent and started, like, making out with another guy, and then they, like, walked out of the room and hooked up.
Yeah.
She claimed, like, she and the other guy had feelings for each other. Mm-hmm. But her whole thing was, like, you let other people into our marriage, but you got mad when I stepped out with a guy you'd already let in, which I think is, like, a flimsy argument.
I think if,
They had a boundary.
They had a very clear boundary.
Yeah.
And just because someone was let in within that boundary does not mean that you're allowed to do something outside of that boundary.
Right.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely in the wrong.
Totally in the wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
So in sharing this, she basically said that, like, all of their friends are swingers. And the rest of the Mom Talk moms are like, well, not all of us are swingers. This is, like, crazy. So it splinters Mom Talk. Group. Okay? Mm-hmm. That is when the show starts. Oh, so all of this happens. Yeah. They get a reality TV show.
Wow.
That tracks.
None of these women have talked to each other since then, really. Like, according to the show, at least. Or at least they haven't spoken to Taylor. All right. So the show starts. Taylor is 3 months single, 1 month divorced. And she's now dating a man named Dakota.
That's a quick divorce.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, especially, like, with kids and everything. I think it normally takes more like 6 months.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by that as well. Yeah. It must be a Mormon thing.
Yeah, maybe there was a prenup involved or something like that.
Something. I know she got, like, 50-50 custody, so it was like, maybe they, like, literally
maybe they were just like,
let's just get this over with. Yeah. This next clip is Taylor talking to her mom about everything going on.
Okay.
I'm coming over my mom's today because I have had a secret I've been holding on to. I'm really nervous about it. Cross my fingers she doesn't kill me.
So what's going on?
I think they're driving me nuts today. You want a snack?
Do you need me to watch them today?
I might actually. I have a date tonight, so...
With who?
Dakota.
So you're starting to see him a lot more now?
Didn't I tell you he asked me to be his girlfriend? Didn't I tell you that?
No.
Oh, well, he did. But Dakota and I made this TikTok of saying, should we date or should we not? And of course, my mom goes and gets in there and she puts the literal emoji, red flag. It gets a ton of likes. I go delete it. And then she goes, where's my comment go? It had so many likes. And I was like, oh my gosh, get off my TikTok.
Did you take in consideration anything that I have told you before?
What do you think? I did not. I grew up in a very brutal, honest family. So my mom, you guys are gonna get to know my mom. I love her, but she's been like against Dakota. We shouldn't date, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. And she's gonna, tell me the truth and tell me how she feels. Do you still like watching the kids?
It's hard.
Yeah?
They're hard, they're challenging. I think they should be with you more.
I have them 50% of the time, like divorced parents do. What? Just say it.
Nothing.
Do you think I'm a bad person for those mistakes that I did?
I don't think you're a bad person. I just think that you've done a lot of bad things and that have made you look bad.
Mm.
Have you talked to your bishop or the church about anything?
No.
No? How come?
I don't know, because, what if they're going to, excommunicate me?
Hey, when you are out soft swinging, what do you expect? I love you, but you don't always make the right choices.
Yeah, I feel like you've never gone through a divorce. You've never had your entire, sex life online for the entire world to see.
I just don't know how you choose these guys like Dakota.
What's wrong with Dakota?
Dakota has an addiction.
Okay, that doesn't define who he is as a person. So Dakota, he has a pretty crazy backstory. He's a recovering addict. I mean, he almost died from fentanyl.
You have 2 kids that you really have to think about. They're trying to heal, and which you should be healing. You just got divorced, and you need to let that settle, because ultimately, me and your dad are going to be the ones that pick up the pieces.
And I need to, probably... I don't know how to say it, really.
Say what?
I have to take a pregnancy test tonight.
Are you for real?
Mm-hmm.
So that's Taylor and Dakota.
Okay, so is Dakota the guy that she slept with?
No.
No, so
I don't think so.
He's
He's just a new guy.
Oh, he's just like a new
guy.
Okay.
As far as I know, yeah.
That mother, one, is totally correct. In everything that she said.
Yeah.
But she knows way too much about her daughter's life. She's way too... There's too much...
If I were Taylor, I would have showed the same thing about my mom.
You're not a daughter.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The first thing, my first impression of this scene when I saw it was like, damn, her mom hates her.
But she's correct.
Yeah, no, she's correct.
When I was watching it, it might just be how it's edited, but it did kind of feel like Taylor was like, so you think I'm bad. Yeah. It did feel like she was kind of stoking the flames a little bit.
Fair enough.
So I think her mom probably is a bit more straight up than she necessarily needs to be.
Sure.
But it didn't feel like that was completely coming out of nowhere to me.
Right. Right. I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah,
she,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, Taylor being like, oh, well, you've never been divorced, you've never had everything fall down around you, and it's like, but that was a result of your choices.
Your choices, yeah, you did.
And it's like,
yourself.
You're right, I haven't gone through that, but that doesn't change the fact that you made a bad choice, and that's why this is happening.
It's funny you say that, too, because the next, I didn't clip this because I didn't think it was, super relevant, but her mom's like, how did this happen? And she was like, well, I didn't do it intentionally. It's like, what do you mean you didn't do it intentionally? He fell into you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now let's meet our next person of interest here. Whitney Levitt. Levitt? Can't tell. She's 28/29. She is married to a guy named Connor. So after the swinging scandal, Whitney and her family moved to Hawaii for 2 months to get away. She said they just needed to get out of all of the drama going on.
I would love to just go to Hawaii for 2 months.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sure. Sounds great.
So in addition to the swinging, which she was not a part of as far as I can tell, there were rumors on the internet that Whitney's husband was on Tinder. Like someone caught him on Tinder. So the other moms thought that she was leading into the swinging scandal and like making all this content about it, whatever, to take the heat off of her and her husband's issues.
Sure.
But she denies that anything happened with her husband on Tinder. But now that the show is starting, she and her family are back at Salt Lake City because, you know, we got to make that go.
Oh, yeah, you got to pay for the 2 months you spent in Hawaii.
Exactly.
Hawaii's an expensive place.
Yeah. I bet it is. Yeah. So I think they sold their house, moved to Hawaii, and then got a new house when they came back.
That's crazy.
That's like at least the situation I picked up on.
Rent a property?
I really can't tell. It's just like they like got to I don't know about what they did in Hawaii, but I know when they come back to Salt Lake, she's like, "Oh, let's go see the house." It's like, huh. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so Whitney, Taylor, and this other girl, Michaela. Michaela's the one who had her kid at 16.
Okay.
Sure. They meet up for lunch. It is the first time they're seeing each other, or at least seeing Taylor, since Taylor blew everything up and Whitney left for Hawaii.
Sure.
Taylor asks Whitney why she left because Whitney didn't even tell her that she was leaving, and the two of them were like supposedly like good friends. And Whitney says she left because she felt betrayed and couldn't trust Taylor. Let's watch the lunch unfold.
Sounds good.
I feel like the story could have been approached differently. Like, I feel like it was very exploiting names of people that had nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing. I don't trust you with telling certain things because I don't know what you're going to do with that information. Are you going to blast it on the internet? Are you going to, like, I don't know. It's very, like, ID gap energy. And I'm just like, well, I don't feel safe with you.
Like, do you want me to say sorry for, like, my post? Like, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I guess I'm saying I'm not apologizing for my post. It's not that I don't care about people. It's more like what the people think online, right? I knew people were going to be like, I knew it was going to be hyped, right? Like controversy. I just knew it would.
Everyone was like picking apart mom talk, picking apart people's relationship. Like, oh, is it them? Like Whitney and Connor had this. Whitney's husband's doing this. And I feel like that's where it was hard for people. And so I just thought it was like, I was just trying to drag everyone down with her. And so I was like, well, that's not cool.
Like, what was frustrating though was like all the moms like coming at me like crying, like this is ruining our lives, take it down, blah, blah, blah. And then they're joking about it on their like TikToks. And I'm like, this ruined your life and now you're joking about it? Like, I'm confused. There would be no mom talk if I hadn't created it. I feel that I should be given a little bit of grace in the situation. I was being torn to shreds for like ruining people's lives and then them using it for like clout. Okay, did I ruin your life or did I help your life? I brought all of you girls into this mom talk thing and then I was all left. You guys did bashing me without even like knowing the full story. It was something I did like for you guys and like all the other girls and then I was just like kicked out.
God, the background noise.
I know. I don't get why this happens all the time. Like, and I don't notice it till I'm clipping things for the podcast.
Yeah,
like, why are they even filming in restaurants like this?
Literally.
Ridiculous.
Insane.
I mean, like that restaurant, Brunch Hard.
Yeah.
Like,
they have bottomless mimosas.
Right,
exactly.
right.
That's
and like
the
acoustics are just like, it's
Brunch
just bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
I respect Taylor for being like, the amount of money you guys made off of this, the amount of clout you got off of this. Like, they wouldn't have this show without her doing that. Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand Whitney, like, leaving because her private information was made public, even if she wasn't.
I mean, it sounds more to me like Whitney wasn't really one of the ones, like, using it for clout.
Oh, no, she made videos about it. Yeah, she was one of the videos that they showed there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's hard to tell because she looks different in every single...
Yes, she does.
And
all of them look the same.
All of them look
the same, but just different enough.
But Whitney specifically, like, every confessional I swear she has, like, a different hair color. It's, like, super confusing.
Yeah.
Next, Whitney and her husband have a sit-down. And I think this might change your tune on Whitney's leaving for Hawaii.
Okay.
All right.
I know we were only in Hawaii for a little bit, but I kind of miss that because I feel like we ran away from something. I don't want to lie about it anymore. Taylor even asked me the other day about the whole Tinder rumor, and I denied it again.
Yeah, it's probably hard for you to lie about that.
I just think that at the time, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't even know what I wanted.
I just hate talking about what happened to me in the same breath as what I did to you. I feel like it flips the script and it like turns me into a victim. when in this scenario, I'm not. And I definitely want there to be a distinction. These were actions I took. I had a real problem, and it led to something that really hurt my wife. I'm so sorry. And I'm working on myself. But yeah, I've like reached a point where I really don't care what anybody outside of my inner circle thinks.
Once it gets out, I feel like it's just gonna be like like the elephant in the room whenever we go to church now.
Nobody knows about our secret.
When they asked us, we said it was a lie.
I think when we look at religion, when you go through the temple, make those covenants, make those promises with God, the sin is more serious. I just think that, I don't know.
So she reveals that her husband was in fact on Tinder.
Yeah.
And that is probably likely why they left for Hawaii.
Sure. He's very quick to tears.
Well, she doesn't reveal it in this clip, she reveals it in the next clip, but she reveals that he has a porn addiction as well.
And I was wondering what would make him be the victim in this, because he was saying, like, I don't want this to just be me being the victim, I want them to be two separate things, and I was like...
Right, yeah, it's confusing the way they talk about it, like how they beat around the bush, because he doesn't want to just, like, outwardly say that he's a porn addiction, because they're Mormon.
Right.
Yeah. So, that's the slight cheeky little reveal that Whitney's husband gives, but I do think it's interesting the way that he's clearly so like torn up about it.
Sure.
Like the religious trauma, the way he talks about it's so religious too. Like,
yeah. I mean, I also, like Ben mentioned, like he's quick to tears and everything, and I imagine like having that kind of conversation with cameras there is like so hard. Like I think I'd be crying immediately if I had to like talk about how I fucked up and hurt my spouse like on camera.
Sure.
Right.
Like, that's especially after like we've been hiding it for so long.
And I wonder how much they've actually talked about it.
Exactly.
The two of them, because there is still a stigma around
not
it.
much.
Not enough. Yeah. So Whitney calls a family meeting, which is a meeting of all of the girls of Mom Talk.
So not her family.
Not her family.
Not her family.
The Mom Talk ladies. She then shares that about her husband's escapades.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's watch this family meeting.
What's going on?
Whitney, did you say you had something you want to talk about?
Yeah, there is.
I really want this Mom Talk group to survive. It's my life right now. It's what makes me happy. I look forward to it. These are my girls. I want to do anything and everything I can to keep this group going. I don't want there to be any more secrets between us. I don't want another scandal. So I'm ready to tell the truth.
Oh, I'm anxious.
I'm anxious.
There's no way I'm able to do this. There was a rumor that Connor was on Tinder. I don't know if you guys remember that rumor.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And I lied about it because I was embarrassed. I didn't even know it was true until I confronted Connor. And I went to him like, look at this joke. There was more to that. He had been struggling with a porn addiction, and I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to come out because I just feel like there's a whole story. You know, there's a reason why people do certain things. And I think he was just confused. I literally said, I was like, this does not happen to me. Like, this isn't something that happens to me. I literally haven't told anyone. It's just something that we're working through.
Can I ask, did it go further than Tinder?
No, he never met up with anybody.
How long had it been going on?
Like our whole marriage.
My first reaction to hearing about Whitney and Connor, jaw on the floor.
When is he talking to these girls?
Yeah, like full-on conversations with women and pictures and all of this stuff.
So they were sending nude photos?
Yeah.
Connor was too?
Yeah.
As well?
Yeah.
Life can be really sticky and complicated, but no matter what you're going through, we have this Mom Talk group to lean on and use as a support system. And right now, Whitney's needing us, and we need to be there for her.
Makes me feel like Like my whole marriage was just like a lie.
Yeah, that's hard.
I could see why with porn, it makes a little more sense. Okay, he's confused sexually, but with Tinder, I feel like it's different.
How do you know he's just telling you he didn't meet up with her? Or how do you know, I guess? You don't?
By word.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I guess I just hope that, like you don't look at Connor differently.
You guys can look past my stuff. Connor's okay.
We're just here to support you no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I originally said to everyone that I had left because of all the mom talk drama. Like I felt like I couldn't go anywhere, but honestly, like we left because I just wanted to get away. I wanted to get away from everything because I wanted to just think for myself and everything. So I'm sorry. Because that wasn't the reason.
Holy fuck. I would say I am like the scapegoat for why Whitney moved to Hawaii. I've just been lied to all summer. Like, what the hell? I'd rather have a mean bitch as a friend than a freaking fake, nice girl that's like using people. So I have news.
What's the news? Because I feel like there's like some tension going on.
No, I'm super overwhelmed with like everything. Yeah, I've been pregnant for like, I would say 4 weeks.
Shut up.
Oh, wait. It's not good because like, I'm pretty sure I miscarried. So I'm going to the hospital every other day because like they have to like draw blood because I either miscarried because I had a ton of blood. I was like freaking out and calling my doctor and they're like, we're pretty sure you like miscarried then. Or I have an ectopic pregnancy. So basically the baby won't like survive.
You know that for sure?
An ectopic, yeah, it's no matter who has one, like it won't survive.
But what does that mean?
But as it grows, it'll burst your fallopian tubes.
It's been like depressing.
What the actual fuck, Taylor? What the hell are you doing? Immediately, right after sharing this trauma that's happening to me, you immediately talk about something traumatic that's going on in your life.
So Whitney's not upset about Taylor going through something difficult. She's upset that Taylor hijacked her moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know.
I guess I see both sides a little bit, but that's crazy pants.
Yeah, like I understand the like she probably was like looking for support and sympathy with this and everything. Also, I want to say the editors did a great job with like that one girl it cut to who's like, we just all want to support each other, and then it cuts to the 3 girls on the couch all sitting like 3 feet away, like staring with like blank eyes.
Yes. Yeah, that's like a theme of the whole show is they're like really good friends around each other, but then they all talk mad shit behind each other's back. It's crazy. Yeah.
But it's crazy to me, like, if Taylor had said something like, oh, like, Dakota and I, like, we broke up, right after, I'd be like, okay, well, you guys were together for, like, what, a month? Like, let me have
this. I'm dealing something traumatic.
Yeah. But, like, miscarrying, or if it's an ectopic pregnancy, those are very traumatizing, huge medical issues.
Right.
Been dealing with it for the past month.
And all your friends are in the same room. So, like, why would you not share that?
Yeah. And I don't necessarily think this is what Taylor was doing, but I also do get kind of the impulse to be like, you're going through a rough time, like, I'm going through a rough time, I want to commiserate with you and let you know
it's trauma
like,
dump hour.
Exactly, like, you're not the only one struggling right now, but that can sometimes very much come across as being like, well, I want to talk about me now.
Sure.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if that's what Taylor was doing.
Kind of hard to read.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And then Taylor feeling like she's the scapegoat for Whitney, I feel like that's a step too far.
Really? Oh, that would piss me off.
I don't think I would have been pissed off by it, but I
would have felt betrayed.
Yeah, I would have felt a little bit hurt by that, but I think would probably move past it and be like, okay, well, like, she's dealing with something really difficult.
How much of her sharing her pregnancy stuff is because she felt scapegoated by Whitney and wanted to, like, kind of...
99% of it.
That's fair. Yeah.
I was kind of fine with Whitney until after Taylor said that. It cuts to her confessional, and she was like, "Why would Taylor talk about that right after
you stole my moment?"
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm like, okay, never mind, Whitney. I'm not really vibing.
I'm not gonna say
cool.
anything.
Of course.
Please don't.
Yeah,
because
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Cool. Great.
Now we are at the crime now.
Okay.
So the reason I shared this Whitney Taylor thing is because I think it speaks about Taylor. So while Whitney is like kind of vaguely a person of interest, Taylor is truly the criminal in this episode.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So the clips I've shown you really just illustrate who Taylor is.
Sure.
All right. So, on February 17th, 2023, the police respond to a domestic violence call.
Oh, a real crime.
A real crime.
Real fucking
An
crime.
actual
Oh, okay,
crime.
shit, yeah.
All right. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
911, what is the city and address of your emergency?
There's like domestic violence. Like somebody is screaming, like, get off me. There is a woman screaming. There's like the garage door keeps opening and shutting. It sounds like she's trying to get out.
Okay.
I don't know if the kids are there right now because I think she shares time with her ex-husband.
We'll get somebody out there. Just wait here. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
One up 34, be advised. Very please on this code.
Stop! Hey, what's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She's hammered.
And so is he.
I'm sober.
But don't say I'm
How
sober.
about
Stop.
we separate
Taylor,
for now?
You need to just calm down.
Hey, stop.
Taylor, stop.
Stop.
Just
We're not doing this.
Okay, but he threw me out in the garage. No, because she is attacking the crap out of
You threw me in the garage.
Okay, stop. You want to throw that on real quick?
What's up?
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So go ahead, like you can sit or whichever.
Okay.
So what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm Officer Rudebrecht with the Harriman Police Department.
Okay.
The neighbors called in saying they heard a bunch of yelling.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry again.
She was launching those metal chairs at me. Left and right. I mean, put holes in the wall. I was actually a little bit scared for my life there.
I peed my pants because I was so scared of him in my garage. He pushed me into the wooden thing, so I reacted. I threw the wooden thing at him, and when he came in, I threw everything else.
At this time, you're going to be placed under arrest for DV, for domestic violence. Okay? So before I talk to you more about it, I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back.
So Salt Lake Police Department does not believe women is what I'm seeing here.
I mean, she admitted to throwing stuff and everything.
Sure, but she's also saying that he threw something first and...
So I was also confused by that.
Right.
And I thought, wow, she's getting arrested and he
Right.
isn't. However, there's video evidence of what happened.
Gotcha.
That is
I have
what
not
was
seen
missing
it,
here.
Yeah.
but according to a police press release, her initial charges were assault, misdemeanor,
Yep.
criminal mischief, commission of domestic violence in the presence of a child.
Okay.
Taylor was booked at the Salt Lake City County Jail.
I want to say real quick, just with that clip, the editors did a great job with the way the music came up and it cut and you heard the
click,
handcuffs
I know.
click,
That was
and
so
the music came
good.
back in. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh, that
know.
was really
That was
good.
really well
The
done.
editors,
I know.
the music people so far for the show, I didn't mention it earlier, but using Unholy by Sam
Great.
Smith was
Great
so
job.
great.
The music in the show
Oh
is
my God.
spectacular. It's
Yeah.
like
The
cool,
audio engineers are killing it on
yeah,
this
the
one.
editing on the show is so good.
Yeah.
I honestly 10 out of 10. Yeah. The additional evidence that I found from both the press release and an article from the New York Post.
Okay.
There's a video. It must have been like a Ring camera video
Yeah.
or something along those lines. It shows Taylor kicking Dakota, putting him in a chokehold, striking him multiple times, hitting him with a metal bar stool 3 times. The
Wow.
first time was a little unclear. The second time it was thrown across the room, it damaged the wall and the decor. But the third time it hit her child.
Oh my God.
She also threw a wooden playset and metal chairs.
Do we know how old the kid is?
No, but I assume under 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Her child was injured during the fight.
Wow.
The case was referred to the DA for felony assault and reckless child abuse screening. She was released from county jail a few hours after her arrest. And then in August of 2023, she took a plea deal. She pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. All of the other charges were dismissed in exchange for that. She was sentenced to
Is
one...
that that's a felony, isn't it? Aggravated
it's
assault? Or is that still a misdemeanor?
I think it's still a misdemeanor because she was sentenced to 1 day in jail, and they used like the credit from the time she had previously served the night of.
Yeah.
So that is Taylor's crime.
That's crazy.
Was there any discussion of, because she was obviously drunk,
Yeah.
and that's like not okay in Mormonism. Was there any discussion of that?
Well, so part of the like whole thing here is that Taylor had already ruined the reputation of Mom Talk with the swinging scandal.
Sure.
And now she's just completely blown it up.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, it's bad. And also, like, her partner, Dakota, is sober. Was he sober? Was he drinking? What's the situation here?
Yeah, because he does have a history with addiction.
Right,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
And
So
he did say in that clip that he was
sober.
and he
Yeah.
sounded sober.
he did sound sober.
certainly
Especially
compared to her.
yeah.
Right. So I think it's unclear. I think he had a hand in it.
Yeah.
But it does seem that she was the aggravator in this scenario.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this episode, we get a sneak peek of the season to come. And Taylor is pregnant.
Oh, gosh.
So, who's to blame here? What are their judgments?
I mean, I think Taylor's fully to blame, and I don't think she
100%.
should have custody of her child.
Yes.
I agree.
I think if you injure your child,
Yeah.
like
I think-
in that context specifically, like in an aggravated way, whether you're aiming for the kid or not,
Right.
that kid's not safe to be around, and
Correct.
you shouldn't have custody.
I agree. I think, I don't think, from what I've seen, it doesn't really talk about it, but it seems like she still continues to have 50-50 custody.
I wonder
can't
if
tell.
perhaps there's, like, they do, like, a random check or something like that, or she had
Probably.
to...
Some sort of CPS.
I think she's on
involvement.
probation.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
so
stuff like
there's,
that. So there
things
might be
like
more
that,
things.
yeah.
But I, like, obviously, like, domestic violence isn't okay in any capacity, but
Totally.
especially not only in front of a child, but injuring
Injuring
your
your
child
child.
during it is insane.
And that
Correct.
wasn't in the show at all. That I learned in, like, reading about the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
because they tried to downplay it so that
On
she's
the
not
show.
on the show, so
Yeah.
she's not seemed as much of a villain as she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You do want to be able to still kind of sympathize with
Correct.
it. you
Right,
know?
right, yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting. All of this happened before the show came out, obviously.
Right.
So
Oh my gosh.
at the time of this happening, she's just a Utah influencer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes, and I mean, I'm sure we'll find out more in the season. But,
Yeah, this is all
I hope,
episode 1.
Yeah,
This is all episode 1.
Yeah, I hope Dakota doesn't stay with her, but if there's a pregnancy, I know that can complicate
Well,
things.
Dakota kind of sucks a little bit too.
Okay, yeah, but still, you shouldn't have bar stools thrown at him.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Is so
Yeah.
when it's revealed that she is pregnant,
Yeah.
is that the same pregnancy that she thought was ectopic?
I believe it's
Or is this a
after
new
the
Probably
pregnancy?
different.
So
Wow.
at the end of episode 1, episode 2 is an 11-month time jump.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
So I believe it has
So
to
it has
be
to be
a new
right.
a new
Yeah.
baby.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So they still stayed together and had sex enough times to
Yeah.
create a baby.
Wow.
'Cause
So
we
at
don't
least
know-
once.
At least once, yes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, let's. I mean, we can guess it. She didn't
One
get
is
pregnant
all
the
it
first
takes.
time.
Have safe
Right,
sex.
right, right.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Are all of the other moms, do they only have kids with their husbands?
Yeah.
So
I believe so.
she's now a little bit of a black sheep, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's also ruined their reputation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
going forward, it becomes who's now going to be the supreme ruler of Mom Talk? Is it
Yeah.
going to be Taylor or is it going to be Whitney?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, this is all episode
One.
1.
Wow.
Crazy.
1.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yikes.
What do you guys think?
Insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
There's a
Absolutely
lot going on
insane.
here.
And
Yeah.
it gets friggin' crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. If this was episode 1,
Episode 1.
don't even know where it goes from here.
Yeah.
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 Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does this relate to our rules of cults is the real question.
Well, you can tell. So I want to give Taylor maybe a smidgen of grace here because she was going through a miscarriage
Sure.
at the time of the domestic violence charge.
And a pretty traumatic
Traumatic
divorce.
divorce and like
Yeah.
public sex scandal.
Yeah.
So how much of that is the result of like religious trauma?
I would think some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, she's probably afraid she's going to lose some of her community
totally.
from all of this.
Totally.
I think she is already afraid of that with Whitney, like, running away from her and some of the other moms.
It's true.
You know, either using it for clout or...
None of them like talked to her after it. Too.
Right,
So she
right.
got
Yeah.
like relatively like
Cut off.
shunned
away.
for
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Is there any discussion of, like, the church, how the church factors into all of this? Are any of them trying to leave the church, or are they all, I mean...
No, they're all just active Mormons. I
which
mean,
is wild that none of
Taylor
them are
mentions
being
that,
kicked
like-
out or anything.
Taylor
Yeah.
mentions that she like after she's pregnant, she and Dakota are talking, and she's like, I don't really want to get remarried in the church again.
Yeah.
But there's not super, their individual devoutness is talked about, but the church itself isn't really talked about.
Gotcha.
I think that's like an intentional thing, because it's like we can talk about ourselves and how we operate, but to bring the church in is like a line that we're gonna draw, because these are real Mormon women.
Right.
Right. It's not like Breaking Amish, where there was
That's
a
all part of it.
questionable like
Right.
amount of Amishery.
Totally. Amishism.
Amishness. Like, they were all kind of on their way out, it seemed.
Right.
A lot of these women are like
Actively
deeply Mormon.
trying, right.
Whitney even says at one point she's never had a drink before, which I don't totally believe, but maybe she's right. I don't know. Yeah.
Also, one thing, like, it's concerning to me how wasted Taylor clearly was, considering that she is going through these health issues.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but something tells me if you're dealing with a miscarriage or a ectopic pregnancy where you're going to the hospital every other day, you shouldn't be getting super wasted.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's just probably not great for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
But also, I think that's reactionary to the Mormonism thing of like one, not being allowed to drink for forever, probably,
Right.
and then also, the whole perfect life that Mormonism portrays.
Yeah, she's doing the exact opposite of
Right.
everything she's been told she needs to be doing.
Right.
Like, it's almost like she's purposely rebelling. You know, like she gets
It feels very teenage.
It does. Yeah. That's something I picked up on pretty quickly, is like she's trying to sow her wild oats after not getting those like early 20s years of doing whatever she wanted.
Being stupid.
Exactly.
This reminds me a lot of Heather Gay from the book after her divorce.
Trying to just like make up for lost time.
Exactly.
Except you have kids now, so
Right.
it's kind of a little bit more murky.
Exactly.
I also think the church is always right, us versus them, like the rules that they have are so strict, and it's like she is straying so far out of them.
Exactly.
In episode 2, Dakota's moving in, and her parents are at her house. She tells them Dakota's moving in as Dakota's like pulling up with his boxes. And they're like, you are having a baby out of wedlock, and now you're living together before marriage. This isn't
Sin.
okay. Yeah.
Living
and they
in sin.
confront Dakota about it. And I mean, it's like she's breaking every single rule. She's doing everything out of order.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, I think if you're already having a baby out of wedlock, you might as well live together.
Well, that's what
pregnancy is tough.
That's
you know?
right, of course.
That's what he said to them. He was like, "Well, she's pregnant. I want to be there for her."
That's our logic.
Yeah, true.
Not being part of
we're
the
not
Mormon
in a
church.
Right.
Exactly.
They were like, it doesn't matter. Like, it just you should right.
Yeah. The rules come at the cost of what could be best for the individual.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was crazy.
Yeah. I can't wait to do 12 more episodes on just one season.
Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to this episode of Reality Bombshell. You can find us everywhere you listen to podcasts. If you're new here, take a look back through our back catalog, pick your favorite franchise and listen through. We've got everything from Housewives to Survivor to Amazing Race, American Idol, anything you like, just take a look back and you may find it. Remember to follow, rate, leave us a review, and set your podcasting app to automatic downloads. All of that helps us out a lot. And follow us on all social media platforms at Reality Bombshell. A big thank you to Isaac Tobe for our theme song and Tim Schools for our logo. Remember, we're still doing our Cult Girl Summer series of episodes. Feel free to reach out to us at realitybombshell@gmail.com with your favorite reality TV crimes that you want to hear covered on the show. And that's it for this episode of Reality Bombshell. I've been Ben.
I've been Ariel.
I've been Kelson.
Bombs away.
Reality Bombshell.